Hi, I'm Paul Thorburn. I'm the MD of Tech4Office Equipment, and I'm going to tell you about our journey through 2020. Now, 2020 started off very positively. We were finishing a fantastic year. We were gearing up for an even better year, a record year, in our short 12 years of business. We started off with a great little thing for the hospice at home. It was just collecting Christmas trees. It was great for morale and just great for the community, really. We run a network group called the Giraffe Network. That was a very positive meeting. We were talking about targets, our ambitions for the following year. Recycit is a recycling company which is a bolt-on to Tech4. We had lots of inquiries about that. I think recycling it's a big talking point in 2020, and we were very excited to get that off the ground. We link up with various sort of suppliers such as Sharp. Sharp had a brand new 8K screen that was coming out, and we thought that was quite exciting. We've got a new visitor management system, primarily aimed at schools to start with, but a great thing for business as well. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. We had sponsorships, so we were looking after the Carlisle Half Marathon, Community Sports Trust. We sponsored the under-7s football team, the Guildford Gillies, up the Gillies. Hospice at home, all sorts of stuff, the affordable food hub, all of that sort of thing. We've got a great new partnership with Ricoh and Lexmark, and the support from Ricoh and Lexmark has been amazing. And it's, you know, it's important that you get support off your big suppliers. So we were setting up a conference at the Castle, just on Castle Way there, and that was going to show you all the new innovative sort of apps, document management, visitor management, all them sort of things. So we had a new stand at the Lakes Hospitality, so we just hired that, and that was primarily to show our visitor management system to the hospitality sector. But then, boom, lockdown happened. So if you know Tech4, you know that we're always positive. Whatever the situation, we'll always pick out the positives. And we don't wait on opportunities, we usually create them. So, we're in COVID, the news is on, the big talk point is PPE and the lack of it. And I'm involved with quite a lot of 3D groups. We do a lot of 3D printing. We've got a lot of friends in the locality, sort of designers, engineers. And I was speaking to Neil from Skunkworks Engineering, and he said, I think we could print these, Paul. So we got our heads together, and we looked at some designs, and we prototyped some face shields. Now, they take a long time to print, and we looked at the design and thought, well, I think we could make this, we can improve it, we can make it quicker. So I don't know if you know about 3D printers. This is a 3D printer. A 3D printer basically heats up a plastic. It's called filament, and it lays it down layer by layer, and it takes a long time. So the original design was quite thick. So Neil's the clever one when it comes to CAD design. We cut the design down, so if you can see the height is quite small. So what this does, it improves the time taken, so it's a lot quicker. You're using less material, so there's a price point, it reduces the cost, and it's lighter, so it actually feels a little bit better on the face. Obviously this is a finished one, so it just sits on the head like that, and it's very comfortable, and it's not heavy at all. So we got the design, and we just thought, well, you know, there's lots of groups out there, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of people, well, basically talking and not doing. So we thought, well, let's just do it. So we had about 8 or 9 printers between us, and we worked them 24/7. You know, we were coming in on a night and taking it off the bed. So basically, you print it on a bed, and then you have to take it off and then restart it. So it's quite labour intensive. So, like everything, we just weren't getting them out quick enough. So we needed cash because we need to buy filament, we need to buy buttonhole elastic, which I didn't know what it was until that day. We needed the plastic for the shields itself. So we set up a GoFundMe page. We put it out on the sort of all the relevant social media channels, and the uptake was amazing. We had money coming in from everywhere. But from that, we also got a lot of people, home hobbyists, a lot of companies who had 3D printers said, yeah, Paul, how can I get involved? So that's when it started in a big way. So we sent the designs to them, and we set up daily runs of filament. So we were supplying them filament, and they were putting the hours in and printing them. So that started off very well, and quickly we built up quite a good stock. But on the other side, people were wanting them quicker than we could make them. So we had to ramp it up. I spoke to a company in London just to get ahead of ourselves. So we got a couple of thousand made additional to what we were making. But I think we had, in the end, about 30, 40 printers that were running 24/7, some in bedrooms, some in offices, from as far afield as sort of Ulverston. So it was just a great community spirit, you know, and eventually, I mean, to cut a long story short, we did over 15,000 of them. But the problems on the way basically were everybody was doing it in the country, so there was a lack of filament. Filament prices went up. There was a lack of buttonhole elastic, which, you know, there was none in the country. We spent 3 hours one day hunting it down. Eventually, we found one chap he was near London, and he had 3 kilometres of it. And I think you think, well, 3 kilometres of buttonhole elastic. We had to go down there and get it. It was an amazing amount of money. I couldn't tell you how much it was. But we got the last 3 kilometres of this buttonhole elastic in the country. We've used it all. Even the clear plastic for the visors, we were getting these machine cut from companies, but we actually ran out of the actual plastic itself. So we had to think outside the box again. And I don't know if you recognise these are clear vinyl sheets used in offices. So we put it out there on social media. Has anybody got any of these? And literally there was tens and twenties of companies saying, we've got a box, we've got a box. So basically what we do is we shape the corners and we punch the holes, and it works very well. And obviously this is the finished product. So so yeah, it was all about sort of getting over problems and innovating as well, and just the absolute sort of the people who got involved. I mean, I couldn't name them all, but it was just, you know, from supplying things free of charge to giving us information on where things were, even to getting a free delivery of biscuits from Alan down the road. Everybody was on board, and it was a fantastic thing to be involved in. So we're gearing up for the end of lockdown. We're looking forward to a very positive year. The team have been amazing all year. We've been doing a lot of personal training, but we've been looking at a lot of products that could aid people out there using cloud document storage, etc. So if we look at the visitor management system, we've taken advice from Kim Allen, and we've adapted the visitor management system to remove the additional COVID paperwork that is needed for schools and businesses. So we've integrated it into our system to get rid of that additional paperwork. So document management, what's the worst thing about working at home? First of all, printing. We can supply a printer, but how do you get your documents off your server back at the office or from the cloud? We're working very closely with Ricoh and Lexmark. There's a lot of apps that are built into our photocopiers. So from, say, a simple scan and retrieve to a full-blown automated workflow. So we work with Ricoh, Lexmark, and we're working with DocuWare and companies like FileStream. So it doesn't matter if you're a small company or a huge company, we've got something there for you. And I think working from home is going to be a thing that's not going to go away. I think we will return to the office slowly, but whilst you're at home, just, you know, if you're using the products that we offer, you can do as well as you do in the office. So give us a shout about that. Myself and Martin are here, and we can run you through that. So it doesn't matter what you want to do. If it's just a simple scan and retrieve or a full automatic workflow, we can help you with that. So I want to thank the team, our team, your team. I want to thank all the businesses that have supported us, from sort of big multinationals like Ricoh to our local firms as well, even if it's just delivering pens to us or something like that. And I want everybody to start thinking, you know, we've been in a pandemic, we've all suffered, business has suffered, but you can help people, you can help local people. So rather than, maybe I should mention this, but shopping on Amazon, just look for it locally. Let's try and support our local businesses. Let's put your pound back into the local economy. It's worth so much money and people will be so grateful. And if you put a positive spin on it, keep happy, I'm sure we'll all get through this. So I want to just give you all the positiveness I can and just go out there and smash it this year. Thank you.